Hello, everyone. My name is Jace Marino, and I'm the team's platform lead for Microsoft's customer success organization. And I want to spend a little time here showing you one of the most underrated and game-changing features in Microsoft Teams, in my opinion, and that's your notification settings. This has saved me a huge amount of time and stress, allowing me to stay focused on the conversations that are most relevant to me in my job while removing the noise across the seemingly infinite amount of teams that I'm now a part of. Now, many of you ask me questions like this all the time. How do I cope with all the conversations and notifications in Teams? Because there's so much going on. And I get it, I've lived it. What I'm about to show you will help you immensely if you just spend a little bit of time on it. And I also ask everyone who says this right here to me, how many unread emails are in your inbox right now? Because honestly, if you think you need to stay across everything, I think you may be politely lying to yourself. It's impossible to stay across everything in our organizations today. And I use Teams to stay across the most important. And again, that's what I'm going to show you. So right here, I'm going to jump into a demo real quick right now. And what you're seeing right here is a team right here that I labeled, that's a demo team called Simple and Familiar. And it's just that. If you click down, I organize each channel here like many of us do in our organizations by project name. And so what you're seeing right now are three channels that are currently visible: General, Project 2, Project 4. But I also have some hidden channels when I click on this, which are Project 1 and Project 3. Now, this is really important because I can determine my notification settings based on channels that I choose to show here. And what I mean by that is that I can click on my channels currently shown here and hide them and also show them. So check this out. Project 2, I can hide this channel, which goes into my hidden channels. And let's say I want to bring back up Project 1 and show it. So every time I condense and then open Simple and Familiar, it's got the projects that I've chosen for me to see, and then I can always go in and check out hidden channels if I want. Now let me show you why this is so powerful. So I'm pop up to that image in your top right hand corner and hit Settings, and hit Notifications and scroll down to this one, Shown and Pinned Channels, and hit Edit. Now, so what I can do here is set the default notification policies for channels that I choose to show, like I just showed you, in each team that I'm a part of. And my first option here is to determine what happens when a new post hits the channel that's shown or pinned in each one of my channels. And right now I have it set as off, but you can show a notification in your banner in your feed. And what that means is your banner is the bottom right-hand corner. It actually shows you a notification pop-up, and your feed is your activity feed in the top left-hand side of your Teams client. You can also only show in feed, and then of course you can turn off the notifications like I have for default. Now, if I do turn them on, note that you can also include notifications for all replies in the way that you choose. And then finally, I can go to channel mentions. And so I can also determine that if somebody mentions the channel and uses the commercial to get everybody's notification, I can choose whether or not I want to receive those notifications and how. So really powerful settings right there. So hopefully you're starting to see why this is powerful. So I can go back to my teams now, determine which channels are most important to me in each team. And now what's happened is I've created this automated notification setting that is filtering the most important conversations for me straight into my activity tab, which is up here on the top left. It's my own personal assistant that removes this noise we're talking about that we can experience in Teams. So to clarify, I now get a notification in two places. Anytime, the way I've set this up, anytime that I get a notification in a channel that I have shown or pinned here, or whether I'm at mention, it pops up in the activity feed, but I also get a notification here. And you see this little this number with a red circle, this shows me how many unread notifications I have in each particular team. So what I do is I keep my favorite teams shown, like I've seen here, and then I hide the teams that I rarely interact with. And that really cleans up my team's experience, right? Now, there's a couple points I want to clarify. Unless you update your settings otherwise, you will still receive notifications in channels that are not shown or hidden when a member mentions that channel. So again, when they hit the commercial sign, let me show you what that looks like. So I'm in the general channel right now. I can general channel and mention everybody. So unless I've turned off that notification, it'll show up in everyone's activity feed right here, as well as with the little red circle. Now, you will still also see every channel with an unread conversation. Let me go into one here. as bold. So I can always go in to hidden channels and see ones that are bold that have a conversation that I haven't read, should I like to go in and browse. Now, I want to leave you with what I do because I'm a little OCD and I take this one step further. So I turned off, if you remember earlier, my notifications settings for the channel unless someone's app mentioned me. And then what I do is I go into every individual team that I'm a part of. And yes, it takes a little time, but it's worth it. And I go into each individual channel and I hit the ellipses here and I set individual channel notifications. So it's the same exact notifications you saw earlier, but I do them by channel. Now to clarify, I only do this with the channels that I'm showing. For everything else, I leave as the default where I only get an app mention. But this has saved me so much time because everything I get up here on the activity feed is what I need to stay across every day. And I rarely miss anything that I need to. And guess what? If I do miss it, someone's going to come back and get to me anyways. Now, there's tons more you can do with notifications. Go play with it and find out what works best for you and your style and make Teams your own workplace communication filter. Thank you.